What's going on, everybody? It's Childish. We're back at it again, coming at you with another Summoners War video. Today is going to be a fun one because we get to expose my account and talk about some of the things that I've had to live with as I've built this account over the past 4.5 years here. Some of the troubles that I've gone through, some of the regrets that I have, and just things that hopefully you guys can learn from, given what I chose to do or not to do on my counters. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go up and put a picture up in here so you guys can get an idea of what we're rocking with here. As you can see, I started my account about a month after the global launch. For those that don't know, the game actually came out in Korea back in April of 2014, but the game didn't go global until June of 2014. I came into the game just about a month afterwards and, came at it with a pretty casual perspective, I would say. I was playing for about, I'd say I was playing for anywhere from 2 to 4 hours a day, give or take a little bit here, just depending on what kind of things we do. And of course, at that specific time, there wasn't all these opportunities that was going on early on. We didn't have the guild wars, we didn't have the raids, we didn't have the siege. So, basically it was just, get up in there, do your arena, and, clear content, just get through the adventure mode and just do what you can, right? And so, as you can see right there with the rankings that I currently have, my highest rank was Guardian 1 in Arena. And that's like, I wish there could be like 1.5 stars because when I was, competitive or attempting to be competitive in the arena, I was hitting 10 or 12, 10 to 15 ranks under where the cutoff is for G2, which I believe is top 100. So despite the fact that I never got G2 on my account as of there, as of late, I still was doing pretty good, and I felt that even though I never got the top 100, I felt pretty good about where my account was at. So that's essentially really what I was kind of focused on early on. And I kept that going probably for about 1.5 years now. Moving on to the end of 2015 and into 2016, for those that have been following my channel, you know that as far as my level of competitiveness, was doing pretty good for the most part, but it kind of dwindled down a little bit here. With a good reason, though. You guys know I summoned my little Nat 5, Mr. Roman. He was born at the end of December, and at that time I was 3 years into my marriage, and with Roman now as a little baby boy, climbing up, he was basically my world. I focused on him and nothing else, and unfortunately, some of the work got reduced as far as the amount of time that I put into. Now, that being said, I don't look at it as a negative thing. I look at it just reprioritizing and just trying to do what I can with the amount that with the amount of time that I have, right? At that time, I would start to, I start to realize that I wasn't, doing too hot, competitively, and I started to lose my edge. And like any other typical person out there that was not starting to do what they were have been doing, there was always a reason to justify it for it. Oh, well, that guy, proc 14 times. That guy outsped me. Like, he's lucky he has a good Swift set. He would have never done that had he got the first turn, or if my Leo resisted his Bastet or something. There was always a reason as to why I failed. Right. I've come to the realization, and I don't think it kind of dawned on me up until this recent time, is that I kind of lost focus on what I can control. And hear me out on this, because I know it doesn't make too much sense right now. Regardless of competitiveness or not, whether it was the violent procs or the units, it was always down to the violent procs or the what's it called, the I don't have Molong, I don't have Ganymede, I don't have Okeanos. That's why I can't compete. Whatever. It's always that. And I realized pretty quickly that it had nothing to do with me not having a Molong, or me not having a Ganymede, or an Okeanos, or whatever the case may be. It was more so that after teams were built, after synergy was set, the rune quality that I currently had on my account at that time was not in a good place, considering how long I've been playing. And it's a kind of a tough pill to swallow, because I feel like I'm still a casual competitor. I want to say I'm definitely not hardcore anymore. I'm definitely a lot more casual, but I have a really I got a lot of people out there that have started around my time that were still casual, basically as I was, and their rune quality is out of this world. Their rune quantity is quadruple the amount I have, and I have, I think, 850 or 900 runes or something like that. And it just kind of puts me into perspective to make this video, get you guys to the moral of the story is that if you have been super unfortunate when it comes to certain units like the Tiana that I recently pulled that will enable my account to do so many other things here. Please don't lose focus on what you can control. And what you can control is what you're seeing right in front of you here. Taking the time to be consistent with your account, be efficient with your account, farm those runes day in and day out when you have the time available is extremely important. And I know you guys are probably laughing right now because, yeah, I'm going to keep it. Don't judge me. You're probably laughing right now because you're like, Childish, why are you telling us? We know this. We get it. And but there's always going to be a random person out there that truly enjoys this game, is super passionate about this game, and really wants to take a step up and be competitive. And we always get to that point where, depending on what game mode we're talking about, it's like, oh yeah, well, I need this unit, I need that unit, whatever the case may be. And sure, we can make an argument for Siege, because Siege, you can't, reuse certain units, so you need to have a wider monster box in addition to good runes in order to be competitive. But when it comes to some of the more popular game modes out there, as of recent, I'd say RT has to be one of the more popular game modes out there. We only use 5 units in theory, in the playstyle. But I mean, if you, depending on what you have in your monster box, your strategy, you can reprioritize your account to make it work for you. It wasn't until this last summoning session where we pulled Tiana and Odin where I was like, wow, like everything just hit. Because any other nat 5 that I pulled, maybe I didn't have a perfect set for them outright, but I was like, oh, I can grab this rune, I can get this rune, and I can basically get a new unit set up with a rune set that actually was kind of in line with the rest of my top priority units, and not like hurt or cripple any other like crucial units that I use in other aspects of the game and whatnot. So, but up until this last one, the Tiana pull, the one unit that literally enables 2 different types of play styles, aggressive play styles in RTA. Obviously it requires a sense of priority, and so it wasn't until that one that I realized that, like, wow, like I have really not been consistent, not been efficient with my account, and it's going to hurt me, in the long run, because ultimately when we get into this game and we want to try to constantly progress, there's obviously a lot of things that needs to be done, which you guys already know about. But not only choosing to do those things, but to do those things in a consistent fashion is going to hurt you if you don't keep up with it. And so people were asking for questions, asking for advice, and they were like, hey, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that, like what's the deal? Why is this failing? Why is this failing? It's like, well, you're a mid-game player trying to do 5 different things, and you're wondering why each of these things are failing, right? Consolidation is key. It's paramount, and sometimes, even though we attempt to make it happen for ourselves, we still don't realize that we have to start small and work our way up here. Honestly, probably one of the most popular recommendations that I put out there, because of the questions that I get, is talking about dungeon farming. With the recent change of the introducing of the twins, the strength of them, not just in PvE but PvE, but focusing on the dungeon runs right now. Those twins, if you're fortunate enough to have them, truly allow your account to exponentially improve, because the value of what their mechanics can do and the reduction of units that you need to rune allows you to consolidate your count a little bit more, and use those additional runes in other places that you need to, right? When we think about my current 3 dungeons, I was using upwards of, I think I was using like 13 units, but now essentially I'm using 9 and if I want to use, I play with some other units here and there, but I essentially reduced the amount of units that I'm using by about 30 to 35%, and it allowed me to take those additional 15, 18, 20 runes and put it on my PvP units in order to be more competitive. So that being said, guys, I apologize for making this video extended out and not really giving you guys any like crazy fun epic gameplay or so many sessions, but this is one of those videos that not everybody wants to hear, but they need to hear. And after 4 years of playing Summoner's War, I truly regret not being as consistent and as efficient as I can be, as I've preached to be. Now, mind you, I understand that as we get older, we get more responsibilities, and I don't take anything away from what I've done thus far with my family and whatnot. But there always has been random times where I just didn't feel motivated to get in and maybe play for 30 minutes and maybe play for an hour or 2 hours, whatever, do the farming. I was like, I'm not gonna get a rune. What's the point, And ultimately, the concept of what I was saying earlier, focusing on what you control, even though we may not have the opportunity to summon 50,000 Nat 5s under the sun because we don't have a strong visa, or we don't have we haven't been completing all these events and getting these rewards, we still can log in. You and I can both log in every single day, regardless if it's 5 minutes or for 5 hours, and do what I'm doing right now. I have the potential to drastically change my account at any given time if I'm lucky. And again, the chances of us changing that by pulling a high quality rune or a high quality grind for one of your runes is obviously not too high. But as far as it works, if we don't get that rune, we get resources, right? We get gold, and we can take that gold and make changes to our account when we need it, or upgrade the rune, grind it out because we have the resources to do it, because we've been farming it up. And that's pretty much what it comes down to. One of the biggest things that I get, and it hurts me to hear this sometimes, is when players, I mean, it's not even pay to play or free to play. I mean, I hear this from all people. They're like, they do the farming, they get the grinds, and then they're like, oh man, Childish, you wouldn't believe it, dude. I literally got one of the best runes I have on my account here. This is going to drastically change what I can do. I cannot wait for free rune removal to come out here in 2.5 weeks so I can make these changes. And I just like put my head down and I'm like, oh my God, not like this. And the thing about it is that some of these people out there that are throwing out these questions are people that are actively pushing their account to be more competitive. And if you are truly somebody that enjoys this game and is trying to be a competitive player, you should not be waiting for a free rune removal day. If you have the chance to make a change for the better, truly for the better, then you should be, once you pull that rune, you should be taking a look at your account and figuring out how you can min-max it to the fullest so that you can make whatever unit or team work the way you want it to be. You can change that RNG in your favor. You can make it work for you if you take the time to focus on what you can control and get those runes, to improve those units here. So that's going to be it, guys. My apologies once again. I know I extended this video longer than it should be, but looking at my account and just randomly open this up, seeing the fact that I played this for 1,700 days, I feel like I'm so grateful for what I've gotten, the point that I've gotten to, but I'm also grateful for the mistakes that I've made so that I can learn them and pass them on to you guys. So that for some of you that are coming into the game a little bit later that maybe not have a lot of direction per se, you can kind of learn from my mistakes and help you to move forward with that. So that's going to be it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Take care.